Dear learners, welcome to my channel. In the last video, we have learned about customer analysis, where we have plot the area visual, and along with that, we have seen how the revenue is changing over a period of time. We have also included the year on a timeline axis. Then we have created a hierarchy where we can see the monthly analysis, and then we can go in the weekday analysis where we arrange the data in terms of weekday. Along with that, we have seen how to add slicers, how to format the slicer, and along with that, how we can add our KPIs, that is our key performance indicators, that is card visual. So we have created one card visual, and then we have formatted that visual, and we have copied that visual. Along with that, we have done the alignment so that it matches with our branding part. Now, in this video, we are going to learn something related to product. So now we are going to analyze the data by product. So you can see over here we have taken two dimension. The first one is a calendar one, and the second one was a customer dimension that we have taken over here. That's why we call it as a customer analysis. Now we are going to check out the product one, which is a product table in which we are having a variables that are listed for the product category part. So I want to analyze my revenue by perspective of product. Okay, along with that, I want all the analysis that are there for the timeline analysis, and all the visuals should be there as it is. And these two chart, which is a part of customer analysis, I want to see it by product analysis. Along with that, I want the matrix also where the numeric figures are there, and along with that, the trend is also I want to see in my analysis. So let's check out the product analysis part. Now for that, I am going to create another page. Now there are two ways you can add a page. Now this is my first page where I have created my report. I want to create another report. So by two ways you can do it. Either you can click on this new page and add a new one, or the best thing that if you want to import some of the visuals and some of the logos, KPIs, and even the visuals, then you can just right click on it and you can duplicate the report. So I am doing the duplication of the report. Now this is the best way that you can actually have all the KPIs, visuals, with slicers and everything that is to be there on my second page also. Okay, so here I am going to rename this part to a product analysis, right? So in the product analysis, I want my trend, the revenue that is spread over a period of time, and the matrix chart that is there. Now I want over here, I want to analyze my revenue, that is my measure, which is there in my F item list. I want to analyze this my revenue by product. If you see over here, product category is there, and we also have subcategory of the product that is there. So I want to see how my revenue is spreaded over a different product and sub product category. Okay, so for that I want to add two visuals over here. So first of all, I'll remove my visuals from here, from my this one. So automatically my alignment and the space which I have created for my these two visuals will appear over here automatically. Rest of the visual I want it into my analysis because I want to also see the change in my revenue that is happening with my timeline also. Now, so here I want to analyze my revenue by category, right? So I'm having different product categories and I'm also having product subcategories also. So I want to see my revenue that is changing over a period of time as well as the category and subcategory. So I want to add one hierarchy chart which is known as a sunburst. The sunburst is one of the hierarchy chart which is not inbuilt part of a visualization, but there are two ways you can do it. Either you can click on this three dot and you can click on get more visuals, but for this you require your login credentials. Now don't worry if you don't have any login credentials. I will give you a visualization file which you can directly import into your Power BI visuals. The file which I will give you, it will be there in the description link. So you can just go and download that Sunburst visualization and then you can import it over here. So I will teach you how to use the second option called import a visual from a file. So I'll give you the visualization file which is a Sunburst, and that you can directly download it, get it in your PC, and you can import the visual. So I am teaching you how to import a visual that is being downloaded from the web. Now, I will choose this three dot and I will click on import a visual from file. Okay. Now you have to navigate it to your folder where you have saved the file. So my file is somewhere over here in the this folder, and the visual name is Sunburst Visual. Okay. So just click on Sunburst Visual and you will see a visualization will be imported over here. Now this is an additional visualization which is a not part of the regular visualization. So whenever you want a new visual to be imported, then you can import a visual from a file. So you can have your file with you and you can import any kind of visualization that you want to do it. Now let me just import my sunburst visualization over here, and let me just drag it and stretch it up till over here and let it make it into the focus mode. Now I want to analyze my revenue. Now if you see, as of now you see my measures are randomly scattered, right, and it is being listed in the alphabetical order, but in reality actually this the measures that are there, items sold, orders, and revenue, these are the only things that we required it, right? And all the other variables which are a part of implicit measure, okay, we don't want to see it into that thing. So one of the interesting thing that you can do it, you can collapse this field. Now first of all we'll see how to collapse this field. So let me go to back report. Now let me just go to the model view. Now in the model view you will see something known as F items. In the F items you will see a list of fields and measure over here. Now see, how do you collapse this field and put it inside a column? So for that I am going to click on this more option, three dots which are on the top right corner. I'll click on this one and I will choose select columns. So what will happen? All the columns will be selected, means the field list will be selected. Then I'll click on the properties tab, and here you can name the folder in which it will be collapsed. I am using the word called column, but since a column is a reserved word, I will use an underscore to differentiate it from the word column. So I'll write down underscore column. Why? Because column word is a reserved word which cannot be used. So I am putting every variable this inside under a column. So if you see, you will see a column that is listed over here. Now if you click on it, all the variables that are there will be collapsed, and you will see only the measure, because in reality we want only this measure to be displayed, right, which will be very handy when we go for visualization. So now if you come to visualization and if you go to the F items, you will see all your, let me just if you see in the F items, all your fields are basically collapsed on inside underscore column folder. Okay, so you can do it and collapse it inside one folder by this method. Now let's come to this visualization sunburst. Now in this sunburst, I want to see my revenue. So I am putting revenue into my group, right, which will be a part of the analysis. And in the grouping field, I want to analyze by my product, and I want first by category. So you will see this is a category field, and along with that I also want to see the subcategory part also. So I'll click on subcategory. So let me just put it on focus mode now so that you can visually see it. Now this is called as a sunburst chart. Now if you see, the first grouping that is done is category. So if you see inside, you will see bikes, then we have components, In bikes, if you see, the second layer is of subcategory. So in bikes, we have road bikes, mountain bikes, and touring bikes. Now see the beauty. If I want to see my revenue for category, for example, bikes. So if you click on bikes, it will tell you the contribution in terms of bikes only. So the sale of the bikes is 82.41 percentage. Now if I want to see what is the contribution of road bike into this one, so if I click on road bike, it will tell you 36.51%, that is the contribution of road bikes to the overall sale, right? So this is known as your sunburst chart. If I want to see, if you click on again back audit, it will be going to your normal mode. If I want to see what is my contribution of touring bike, then it will tell you the percentage contribution in terms of touring bike. Now, along with that, suppose if you want to see the revenue will also be displayed over here, and you will see somewhere over here in the drill down option, you can just have this values also. Now, along with this one, I want to see my revenue that is displayed in terms of the either maybe a pie chart or it may be a distribution that I want to see it. So I also want to see my revenue that is having by category. Along with that, first of all, I'll just visualize and do some formatting with this report also. So I'll go to format as a visual. I'll label it at the center only. I'll keep it bold. Category label, I want it on. Then grouping, the data label should be on and I want to keep it bold. Colors, mountain bikes, that is blue, that is an automated one. I'll keep it as it is. I do not want to change the color gradings. Tool tips, here I want it auto, right? And I'll keep it as it is. Legends, I want it, and legends I want to see at the top. Text should be bold enough, right? Title should be on, right? It should be legend. Now let's go to general format. In the properties tab, I do not want to adjust the size. Position also I don't want to. The padding also I don't want it. Advanced option. Now title, it is by default. I just want to bold the title. That's it. Subtitle, I don't want it. Divider, I don't want it. Spacing, I don't want it. Effects, most important. Background, I don't want it, but visual border, I want it black in color and I want 2 point. And then shadow, I don't want it. Data format, it's a revenue one. I do not want to do any formatting. Header icons, tooltip, I want to keep it as it. Okay. So now I have done my general formatting for the revenue by category and subcategory. So Sunburst will tell you the contribution in terms of percentage, but along with that, I want to see my revenue, that is category, in terms of a donut chart. So if you see over here, there is a donut chart which is a part of inbuilt visualization in the third row and sixth column. Let me just click on the donut chart and let me just arrange it to the visuals that are visible. Now, the first thing is I want to analyze my revenue. So I'll put my revenue into my chart, into my values field, and I want to do the analysis of product category. Now let me do some formatting for it. So I want legends alt, I want slices with the color spacing, I want it inner radius to be a bit bigger one. Let me make it 50. That's much fine. Okay, you can keep it 60 also. Reserve default. That's fine. Data label should be on. Position should be outside. And data values I want it in terms of percentage total and this both values. Values I want bold and it should be of black in color so that it is visually appealing. Then display units I want it keep it auto. Decimal I want it 0. Percentage I want it auto. Then rotation I don't want it. In general format, properties I don't want it. Padding, effects I want it, and I want particularly visual border and I want of 2 point size black color. Then shadow, I don't want it. Data format, I do not want it. Header icon should be on. Tooltip should be on. And this is fine. Divider and spacing. Okay, let me just go to visual. Legends, I want center. No, I want at the top center so that my visuals look good. Text, I want to keep it black and bold. Title, I also want it. Hmm. Slices, color, I want it as it is. Values, I want bold. General, I want title to be bold. Okay, so okay, now it's fine. Oh, my visuals are looking good. So now if you see, I have created a visualization of revenue by category and revenue by category and subcategory, and this is a sunburst chart, and this is a donut chart, right? Donut chart is a chart by which you can see the percentage contribution and also in terms of revenue. Now if you click on this revenue by category, so all your data will be filtered by bikes category. Now if you see, the revenue generated from the bikes is 66 million and the contribution is 82.41%. But if I want to see what is the contribution of road bikes into it, so if you see, the contribution of road bikes is 36.51% in terms of the total bike, and the revenue generated from it, it will be 6 million, right? So 66 million, right? And the highlighted one is 29 million. So if you see, the total revenue generated is 66 million, but the highlighted one is 29 million. So if you see, we can see the revenue which is over here 36.51%, that is 29 million, which is this one, right? So the revenue that is generated from road bike is 29 million, and overall bike it will be 66 million. If you see, 82.41%, this is a percentage, right? If you see, click on mountain bike, so you will see highlighted there is 26 million. So here in the sunburst you can get the contribution, but in the donut chart you can get the values in terms of revenue also, that how much revenue is being generated. Along with that, if you want to see the total generated revenue, you can check out the figures over here, that by month and by year how much is my revenue that is generated. If you see the 626 million, this is a detailed breakup of the revenue that is generated. Now let me keep this also in the general effect size and visual border, it should be of 2 point. Now if you see, let's say for example component, if you select the component, the revenue generated is around 12 million, 14.606%. If you see, the detailed breakup of this is given over here, and if you want to see the revenue that is changing over a period of time, over month, then you can just check out it over here, right? If you go one level down, you can see this monthly analysis which is there, monthly analysis, right? But this is for all years. So if you want to see by year on year change, so you can see this is my revenue that is changing over a period of time for components. If you see for bikes, this is how the trend is changing. So if you can see, the trend is almost like in your 2018, the bike's contribution is there, but if you see some of the months, for example August is there, then over here you have November, then again over you have August, and again over here you have November. Then if you see and go over here, you can see the consistent trend pattern that is being there in the trend, right? So from this we can see the sale of the bike is nearly going constant, and it is, most of the time it is going averagely. If you see the component side, in the component side, you will see that the month between July and this September, July, August, and September, so the August in 2019. Now, if you come to again August in 2020, you will see there is a jump. So you can see the seasonal pattern that is there in terms of revenue, which is in August month, that is generated a good amount of revenue. And if you see, the detailed breakup is given over here, right? Say for example, if you want to see what has happened in bikes, right? So in bikes 66 million is there, but this is for all year. But if I want to check it for only 1 year, say for example, what has happened in 2020. So if I slice my data by 2020, you will see the average in August and September the revenue was 3.1 and 2.9, right? The total revenue, that is 29 million, and the detailed breakup is over here. So from this you can see there is a trend which you can see in August and September there is a above average sales. If you see in the October it is a declining, in January it is declining, again it is April it is declining. So you can see over a period of time that August, September, then November, December, then again you see March it is there, then again you see May is there, in June, July again it is dipping it. So you can see the pattern that in particular month the sale are above average revenue, and in some of the months you can say the sales are below average revenue, right? So we need to identify from the market that what kind of product is being what is there in what is happening with this products, particularly bikes, right? In terms of October where the sales are getting below average, and particularly in the January where the sales are also getting below average. Okay, so this is how actually you do the product analysis, and you can compare the different kinds of product by revenue. You can actually slice the data by year, so you can see, check out the trend also, that is what is happening it, right? And you can see that, say for example, if I want to see the road bikes, right? Now if you see the road bikes, the revenue is 29 million and there are 39 items that is being sold, and the total order are 3806. Now if I want to see for particularly 2020, now if I filter my data by 2020, you will see the total revenue generated from road bikes is 10 million, and you will see that 1812 orders has been placed and total 12,000 items has been sold, right? And from that 12,000 item, 10 million revenue, and this is the detailed breakup of the revenue that is there. Okay, so we can see from here, we can check out all the products. Say for example, mountain bikes. So the sale of the mountain bike is 9 million, and here the detailed breakup of revenue that is there. And if you want to check out the trend, so you see particularly in August, in September, if you come to November and December, if you come to this March, again if you come to May and June, this is worrying situation in the October and particularly in the January. We'll see the sales are below average, particularly in the July also, and particularly in the April also. So you can analyze this data to find out the pattern, basically trend that is happening over a period of time. Say for example, in 2019, if you see, the mountain bikes is having a sale consistent to similarly to 2020. If you see, October it is having a dip, in January it is having a dip, and in April also it is having a dip. But in August, September, and in November, December, and particularly May, the sales are above average for mountain bikes. Now you can just clear the slices over here, and you can just click on again to go back to your normal visualization, right? So in this video, we have learned about two visualization. The first one is a sunburst chart, which is a part of a hierarchy charts. Okay, you can include hierarchy as much as you want it, but I'll suggest that you can go up till 3 or 4 level maximum, because once you go deeper into it, then there will be very less slices, and the chart looks very cluttered, so it will not be clearly visible to the audience, those who want to visualize the revenue figure. The second one that we have seen is the donut chart, which which is used for, actually it's a kind of a pie chart, but it is in terms of a donut form, right? So you can see the percentage of contribution, along with that in the numeric figure that you want to see, right? And along with that you can have the revenue analysis also. So here we have created a two chart, which is revenue by category and subcategory, using the Sunburst, which is a part of external visualization. We have import the visualization, and along with that we have seen how to add donut chart, that is revenue by category. In this video also we have learned about how to collapse your field list into column 1. Okay, how you can select the columns and you can put it inside a folder with the help of properties column into the data model view. Okay, so this is one of the important skills that you need to remember, that if you don't want any field or your name of the columns to be displayed outside, then you can put it inside a column by making a folder, display folder, and you can collapse it inside a columns by making a folder. And you can only have your measures that are visible, because measures are the only things that you wanted in your visualization. Okay, so in this chart we have seen how to do the product analysis. We have taken two variables, that is category and subcategory. We have imported a sunburst visualization, which is an external visualization, and we have also built a visual called donut chart, where we have plotted revenue by category, so we can see the revenue in terms of products, how it is changing over a period of time. Okay, so I hope you have learned a lot in this video, and you have also learned about how to import the external visualization into this video also. I hope you have liked the video. If you have any doubt or any query, then you can definitely ask me into the comment section and I'll definitely reply to it. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and I'll put the link into the description. Please download the visualization file, which will be helpful for you to import it. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next video. Thank you.